Hey everyone, this is David Kern with Wealthquest. Today we're going to be talking about donor-advised funds. So a donor-advised fund is essentially a holding pen for charitable dollars. It's a fund that you get a gift money to and you get an immediate tax deduction for that gift. And then over whatever time periods you want, you can recommend grants or gifts out of that fund. So you get to give to charity out of the fund directly. And these became particularly popular in 2018 with the tax changes that happened. One of the big changes that happened is the standard deduction doubled. So for single people, single filers, it went from $6,000 to $12,000. For married filing joint, it went from $12,000 to $24,000. So it means there were a lot of people who were used to itemizing deductions that now didn't do an itemized deductions. They just took the standard at $24,000. For those families that were charitably inclined, this meant that they probably did not get a tax benefit from the charitable gifts that they made. Not that we gift to charity just for the tax benefit, but it's nice to get if you can get it. And so what people began to do is they began to bunch their charitable donations. They would take 2 years worth of gifting, give it away in 1 year, and therefore they would be able to itemize enough to take the tax advantage of gifting to charities. This presented a problem though. You can imagine you have a lot of families gifting every other year, the disruption that would happen to charities, and some people just didn't like the disruption of the flow of their gifting every year. Essentially, you would give 1 year and take a year off. So that's where donor-advised funds come into play. A donor-advised fund is where you could put 2 years worth of gifting, and then out of that fund, make your regular gifting over the next 2 years before you bunch again. So donor-advised funds have become popular for that reason. They are an effective tool for planning around big tax events, like having a really high income year. Maybe a company is bought out, maybe you just have an abnormally high tax year. You could actually utilize a donor-advised fund to bunch more than 2 years worth of gifting. And maybe you do 5 or 6 because you know you're in the highest tax bracket you'll ever be in. Why not get a tax deduction on your gifts in that year and then gift out of that donor-advised fund in following years? So this is a tool that we utilize for our families when they're charitably inclined. It can be really efficient, especially if you have highly appreciated stock that you want to gift, because you can gift the stock to this donor-advised fund and you get the fair market value of the deduction, and then you can gift it out of the donor-advised fund from there. Donor-advised funds can also be invested. So you could invest the money in your donor-advised fund, and if it grows over time, the power of your gifting grows over time. A lot of families also love a donor-advised fund to bring family members into the conversation around gifting. So what are the causes you really care about, and why do you care about them? And having a conversation with your kids about that and help them have some decision making power in how you gift to charity through that donor-advised fund. So if you have any questions on donor-advised fund, we obviously welcome your questions, and I hope you have a great weekend.